going over a passage that we're going to translate and also identify what is what. Make sure you are translating at home, because if you are not translating, what's the point? I'm just telling you the answer. You need to know why this is what. So, when? Uvi, when? Cornelia, what is Cornelia in this sentence? It has our A ending. We know it's feminine. We know it's a first declension noun. So we should know that Cornelia is the subject, especially because this is pretty much the whole thing right here. So what else can it be? Cornelia, surrogate. This is a verb. But now, it's not just a verb. We have to know if it's transitive or intransitive or a linking verb. Now, what's the difference between a transitive and an intransitive verb? Transitive verb is going to have a direct object. I kicked a cat. The cat is the direct object in that sentence. I don't know why I kicked the cat, but that's what I did. So, if I kick or I can't sleep a cat, sleep would be an intransitive verb because it does not take a direct object. So, Cornelia gets up, she rises. So this does not take a direct object, so this is going to be an intransitive verb. When Cornelia rises, Cornelia is going to be reused as the subject in this sentence. Cornelia walks through the country house. Walking does not take a direct object, because you can't walk a desk. You can't walk a pumpkin. You know, you can walk with someone, but you can't walk. So, I can't walk this marker or this pen. So this is going to be an intransitive verb. So, when Cornelia gets up, she walks through the country house. Cornelia, same thing as this one, is our subject. Because it's our, nominative, singular, feminine, first declension, noun. Cornelia, est is an equal sign because she equals this adjective, which we'll get to. But est is a linking verb because linking verbs are equal signs. Cornelia is Leita, happy. So this is describing Cornelia, but it's also somewhat a subject. But it's not a subject because it is a complement, which is just pretty much explaining or describing Cornelia. So Cornelia is happy. Subject equals complement. Cornelia is happy, quote, because sextus, so this is his own little thing right here, because sextus, our subject, because second declension, nominative, singular. Because sextus still sleeps. Sextus is doing this action, so it is a verb, but you can't sleep anything, so that makes it intransitive. There's no direct object. He's not sleeping Cornelia, he's just sleeping. Sextus, the same thing, subject. Puer molestus, this is similar to Leita, but we have to see if there is something else that probably is connecting them, that is linking them. So let's go ahead and go through the rest of the sentence. Oh, est. We know est is a linking verb. So linking verb is an equal sign. Est, so we can assume sextus is an annoying boy, because this is matching in case, number, and gender. Puer being singular, puer being masculine, puer being nominative. So sextus is an annoying boy who annoys Cornelia always. So the subject here is qui, because qui is referring to Sextus. Sextus qui, who annoys, we don't know what kind of verb that is technically. I mean, we do. If you annoy, what are you annoying? Annoys. Sextus annoys what? So, Sextus annoys. Our direct object is Cornelia. He annoys his sister, Cornelia. Direct object. Transitive verb. So, when Cornelia got up, she walked through the, when Cornelia gets up, she walks through the country house. Cornelia is happy because Sextus still sleeps. Sextus is an annoying boy who annoys Cornelia always. Who always annoys Cornelia. Also, or even, also, in the country house, servi et ancilli. If you look at the endings, this should be able to tell you these are nominative plural endings. This is our second declension, this is our first declension, but they're both nominative plural. So these are our subjects, the subject of the sentence. So the slaves and the slave women, or the slave ladies, they dormient, they sleep, and then the nt is going to tell us that our subject is plural, so we know this is our subject. Dormiunt is going to be our verb, but not just our verb, it is going to be our intransitive verb because there is no direct object. They sleep because they, the nt is telling us it is plural, they do not wish or do not want lavorare to work. Do not say because they don't want to work, or say that, but do not say because they don't work. They do not work. That is not right. This is an infinitive. So it's they do not want to work. This is not our verb. This is not our main verb. Volunt is our main verb. Laborare is what we call a complementary infinitive. So they do not wish to work. Soon, they rise. So soon, however, they rise. Another verb that has no direct object, so that means it is intransitive. Soon they rise and they prepare. We're still talking about the slaves and the slave girls. They prepare. What do they prepare? They prepare to go. So you can sometimes have this, an infinitive, as kind of a direct object. This is not a direct object, but because you are preparing to do something, you can prepare food, you can prepare, yourself, but they are preparing to do something. So just because there's not really a direct object in the sentence does not mean that parent is not a transitive verb. So we know it is transitive because you can prepare yourself, you can prepare food, but they're preparing to go, and we know this is an infinitive. So complementary infinitive, the IRE, just like this one, the ARE. They don't really have our endings, but we can identify them with the IRE and the ARE. So they prepare to go in the fields because the slaves, servi, the I is going to be our second declension, nominative, plural ending. The servi, subject, they timid, not terrent, but timid. They are scared, they fear. They fear Cornelius. So, you can't just fear. right? I fear. What? What am I fearing? So no, timid is our transitive verb, or is a transitive verb, because it needs a direct object. And Cornelius is that, because it has an so we know it is our direct object. Moving on. Tandem, at last. They are working, or like everyone is working. So at last, everyone is working. All the people are working. So this is taking another, well, it's not really taking a direct object, because you can't work something. I can't work this pen. You know, I can't work a chair, but I can work on something, but that's not what we're saying. They work. So this is an intransitive verb because it does not have a direct object in the sentence. At last, everyone or all the people are working. No direct object here. Cornelius, our subject, because the US, we know it's our subject. Cornelius, he teaches, doket, we learned this word recently, to teach. So he teaches, what does he teach? Who does he teach, right? So Cornelius teaches, so we know this is a transitive verb because we're looking for something that he is teaching or who he is teaching. So Cornelius teaches the slaves, the servos. So this is our direct object. And he is teaching, you reuse the verb, the slave women, the slave ladies, direct object. He teaches them carare, to care, and we know that with the RA, it is a complementary infinitive, CI. He teaches them to care for the house. And infinitives can take direct objects. Because this is in our accusative form, and they are caring for the house, this is a direct object of like this little section. So this is a nominative, or infinitives can be a subject of a sentence. Like we learned with it is necessary to do something, like that action. Like it was necessary to reprimand, to scorn. Scorning is necessary. So, carare is a subject to care for the country house. So let me just run through that one more time. When Cornelia rises, she walks through the country house. Cornelia is happy because Sextus still sleeps. Sextus is an annoying boy who annoys Cornelia always. Also, in that country house, the slaves and the slave ladies sleep because they do not want to work. Soon, however, they rise, and in the fields, they prepare to go. Because because the slaves, sorry, I just was reading left to right, I was wrong for doing that. Because the slaves fear Cornelius. Because this is our accusative ending. Slaves fear Cornelius. At last, everyone, or all the people, are working. Cornelius teaches the slaves and the slave ladies to care for the house. Alright. And now we're going to go to our